So, lads, today we are talking about the Atlanta Dream game against the Indiana Fever. So, I mean this when I say this. I did not I normally when I'm talking about these games, talking about previous games, I talk about what the Fever need to do to win the game. I don't care if, sorry, I don't care about the scoreboard in this game. I don't care about the scoreboard. Um, I care about how the team plays. And I understand a moral victory is not a victory. Like a moral victory is not a victory, but based on what we've seen, a moral victory is a victory. We have seen some losses where the team has just looked flat. They just look so flat. We've seen wins where the team has looked flat. We've seen a team constantly choke fourth quarter leads. We've seen a team that can't play in the fourth quarter. We've seen a team that just randomly gives up at times. We've seen a team where it's very, very questionable. It's very, very questionable, their effort level. It's the emotion that they play with no emotion. We see this team playing like stones. Like they are literally they're robots. We got a coach that wants the team to play like robots. It's just it's a tough situation because I think a moral victory, even a loss, that the team goes for it. Like the Atlanta Dream are going to try drag the Fever down into a dogfight. And I would rather see the Fever go for it and lose by 10 than lose in a dogfight because they're not beating the Atlanta Dream in a dogfight. For the Fever to win a dogfight, I'm not joking. It's going to have to be a Natasha Howard masterclass. And I'm sorry, I don't want to watch a team whose wins and losses are decided by how many circus shots Natasha Howard hits. Am I alone on that? Am I alone on that? That I don't want a team to I don't want to watch a team play whose wins and losses are decided without or decided by Natasha Howard. I want the wins and losses to be decided. And by the way, look, we missed all of our shots against the Valkyries, but we put in very little effort. And this team has not put in this team put in no effort whatsoever against the Sparks, either time against the Sparks. You can't just say it's a Caitlin Clark thing. Caitlin Clark put in more effort than anybody against the Valkyries. Caitlin was forcing turnovers. She was one of their three best defenders against the Valkyries. I understand that she got caught bad by what you call it. I understand that she got caught badly by Kate Martin on a seal. And she had one, that was just a calamitous defensive performance. I'm sorry, and she got cooked on a layup by Caitlin Chen. I'm sorry, if you can funnel Caitlin, you're funneling Caitlin Chen towards the basket is a tactic that should work. There should be some form of help, and it shouldn't be just an open layup. She cut off. She does what the team is forced to do. The team forces baseline, and she kind of overplayed a little bit. It's a bad defensive play. It is what it is. It is what it is. There are some bad defensive plays. It is what it is. But she was good defensively. I don't care what anyone says. There are 3 low light defensive clips that aren't even that low light clips, but there are so many defensive highlights that she made. And Caitlin at least tried. Look, you can criticize Caitlin's game all you want in that game because she wasn't good. She at least tried. It was very clear that she wanted to win. It's like Michaela Timpson. I think Michaela Timpson is one of those players that's emotionless when she looks emotionless when she plays. So you don't necessarily say she's not trying. You see it in the hustle. You see how she's running. She did run. But at the same time, it's just an all-around situation where I just want to see the team put on a show. I don't care if they lose. They're going to lose. They're probably going to lose anyway. I don't care. And you want to know what the last thing I want is? For the team to win ugly. For the team to win ugly. I don't want this team to win ugly. This team has to be the entertainers of the league. This team's not good enough to win ugly consistently. Like, if you want to, you can scrape into the playoffs by winning ugly and playing like the Connecticut Sun without having the personnel to do it. But at the same time, you can potentially give it an actual go by playing a style of play that no team can keep up with, because you guys have the orchestrator. You guys have the point guard. You guys have the orchestrator of what can be the most deadly full court offense in the league, but you don't want to give her the ball and you want to take away from her strengths. Teams press her 40 feet. Cool. They have to press her 40 feet. Let's be real. Caitlin's being pressed 40 feet by Ryan Howard. Caitlin was completely taken out of this game by Ryan Howard. The one that they lost. Ryan Howard goes 8 for 17 to 24. And that was, by the way, she had a spell where she hit like 4 shots in a row. Other than that, Ryan Howard was like struggling on the floor. Ryan Howard was a minus on the floor. She was being tasked with face guarding Caitlin. And in fairness, she got hot. Ryan Howard, it goes in. Alicia Gray, half the time is being tasked with face guarding Caitlin. When a player has to face guard Caitlin, when a good player has to face guard Caitlin, Caitlin Clark can be guarded, for example, by Maya Caldwell in the half court. In the half court, Caitlin Clark can be guarded by Maya Caldwell. Maya Caldwell is not good enough to full court press Caitlin Clark. Neither is Tahina Paopao. But if you see Caitlin Clark being full court press and you take the ball out of her hands, it allows teams to put Caitlin Chen's, the Maya Caldwells of the world, the Paopaos of the world, on Caitlin Clark because they're able to defend her in the half court off the ball because just grab her. They're able to do that. So I want Stephanie White to let Caitlin be Caitlin. If you want to play Caitlin 22 minutes, that's fine. But all 22 minutes, she is pushing the pace and sprinting. She is pushing the pace and sprinting for all 22 minutes. Every second that Caitlin Clark is on the floor, she needs to be pushing and she needs to be sprinting. If Caitlin Clark is not sprinting and she's not pushing the tempo, sub her off. I think you win the game doing that. But I can take a loss if you go to win. I cannot take a loss when you are trying to drag the game into a ugly dogfight and win it in the fourth. I can't deal with that. As a fan of sport, I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of sport more than I'm a fan of anything else. If Leeds United play ugly football, I'll reluctantly watch Leeds United playing puke football. They're the only team that I will actively, if I wasn't being paid for this right now, I'd be watching WNBA. I wouldn't be watching the Fever. Whereas even if it wasn't my job, I would have watched every single Fever game last year because it was exciting. It was exciting. But anyway, yeah. That's all I got to say. That is all I got to say. The Fever needs to step up. Caitlin needs to at least give it a go. If she's being told to calm down by her sports psychologist, I want her just to give not actually give the finger to the sports psychologist, but to just ignore them. In one ear, out the other ear with the sports psychologist. And I want her to be aggressive. I want her to force the team to be aggressive. I want her to force the issue. I can live losing. I can live with losing. You got to go down swinging. And this is a team that's very quick, that could very quickly spiral because they're not good enough to consistently win ugly. So what's going to happen is that you're going to have 3-4 games in a row where if you don't get hot, you just lose. You just simply put lose. You don't have a system that allows you to win when you're bad, unless the other team is worse. You literally have a system that relies on the other team being worse than you instead of you being better than the other team, which is scary, which is absolutely scary because your tactic is to drag a team down to their level, to your level, and grind out a game and hope that the other team is worse down the stretch than you because you're terrible down the stretch. It is not a way to win. It is not going to be a way to win long term. You can win a one-off game. If that is your if you want to go in to play, if you want to go into game 7 of the finals with a tactic of we're focusing on defense, we don't really care about the offense, we're going to bring them into a slugfest in a one-off game. Styles make fights, I understand that, but the season is 44 games long. You go out to make every game a slugfest. You don't have Alyssa Thomas. You don't have Bree Jones. You cannot go into a slugfest with the softest team in the league and expect to win consistently. The Commissioner's Cup might have been the worst thing that happened because the team won because of circus shots by Natasha Howard. And I don't want to watch another game that is decided by whether or not Natasha Howard is hitting skyhooks. But anyway, I'll see you guys.